People say, what is it that makes the Camry so successful? It's sort of kind of a mediocre looking car. It's not extravagant in any way. It doesn't have extravagant horsepower or extravagant style. Granted, the 2015 and newer Camrys are a redesign. The 2016 comes in a special edition, which has some eye-popping characteristics. But lots of cars have eye-popping characteristics. Why is it that people like the Camry so much? And I guess to summarize, today it's 5 o'clock on a typical weekday here in downtown Seattle. We've taken in 3 trades on the Toyota side so far: a 99 Toyota Solara, 99 Toyota Corolla, and a 91 Toyota Corolla. Each of those 3 has well over 200,000 miles, and each of them still drives fantastically well. If that's not enough reason that people like them so much that they want to go get a brand new one and enjoy another 250 plus thousand mile relationship with it, it's that when we send these cars to the auction, it's almost comical that we could have a $10,000, $15,000 Buick or such and such, perfectly good car, and only a few bidders will be there. Yet that 91 Corolla, mark my words, that car will come right through the auction block, and there will be 20 guys who want that car raising their hand, and that car will bring over $1,000 at the auction, and it's like, there's no way this car is going to bring that kind of money, but it does, because it's a Toyota, and people know. A 4-door automatic transmission Toyota just sort of hits the bottom one day and doesn't ever go below that. They just have an inherent value because they don't break. I mean, you could forget to change the oil, you could just terribly maintain it, and yet you hear these stories of cars that just live forever. And I would never suggest you invest $26,000 in a car and not change the oil. But if you're the kind of person who's forgetful or neglectful, and you want the car that's built to last forever, even for somebody like you, well, you certainly couldn't do any better than the Toyota Camry. Pretty much everything in the Toyota lineup is so well built, but the Camry, it might be the single best built car that Toyota's ever made, and you can make a case that it's the best built car ever made. I'm going to pop the hood. We're going to start there and take a look at that engine, that very long-lived engine. Not a ton of horsepower, 178 horsepower. It does drive really well. Horsepower numbers, you kind of have to take them with a grain of salt. Unless you're going to the drag races and you literally have to win a race, 10 or 15 or 20 or 40 extra horsepower really isn't going to have any effect on the way that a car drives like 100% of the time. I mean, it's just, unless this car had another 100 horsepower or something like that, you're not going to feel it in any meaningful way. So don't overthink horsepower ratings. Just go drive the cars that you're considering. You're a Mazda 6 or a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. Drive them all and then just see which one performs the way you like it to perform. A lot of the performance characteristics of cars is very visceral. It's just the way that it feels in your gut and in your arms and in your joints and what have you. That resonance of power, that sound of power, that rush of power. It's actually not going any faster than its neighbor car. It's just doing it in a way that feels good for you and feels exciting for you. And so the Camry, despite having fairly low horsepower rating, actually is a fun car to drive. And then again, bulletproof, legendary reliability. It's you're going to find few cars ever made with the kind of quality that every single Camry enjoys. Now, we're looking at a special edition, so right off the get-go, we know that it's got really cool wheels. It is very stylish. I mean, it's a nice color combination. Inside, surprise, a little bit of an adventurous interior treatment. You don't expect to see this ever from Toyota, but very colorful to say the least, and very nice. It has not only the blue inserts in the seats, but then it has the two-tone blue stitching on the periphery, and then it has coordinating blue stitching throughout the dash, blue stitching on the boot of the shifter, and then it's got that great leather-wrapped steering wheel as well with paddle shifters. It also has white face gauges with blue accents, so it's nice. I mean, everything about it feels a little bit of a customized shop-type feel, but not over the top. I mean, it feels nice. It feels really nice, in fact. Comparing it to a car like the Honda Accord, it's not quite as spacious inside. It almost feels like it's a little bit of a younger person's car, which is surprising. Camry's always had an older demographic than a car like a Honda Accord, but this feels a little bit more spirited inside, a little bit more fun and festive inside, and everything is certainly within easy reach. Size-wise, I'm 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, and so I'm feeling really comfortable here in the front, tons of space, and so that great steering wheel. Let's see how it is in the back. Back seat accommodations, I'm not pinched at all. I'm feeling good. It's not as roomy in the back as some of the other cars in the class, but how roomy does it need to be? I mean, are the people in the back comfortable? Yes, okay, check the box. It's good, it's fine. And so you have plenty of room. In fact, you could fit 3 people back here, no problem at all. Let's take a look at the trunk. The trunk on the Camry is pretty darn spacious. Again, you're going to find other cars that have bigger trunks than the Camry does, but what are you using the trunk for? Do you really ever max out what's going on in your trunk? I mean, for me, there's 5 people in my family. We go to Costco every single week, and we don't ever max out everything. And even if we do, and we have to put a couple of things in the back seat, obviously that's far from the end of the world. This also has fold-down rear seats, and so if you do need some extra space in a pinch, you have as much space as you could possibly need. One thing I don't like a little bit is the way that the framing comes down a little bit lower here, and so a larger object isn't going to push through with the seats folded down, but again, that might affect the car's usability once in its entire lifetime, and it's just a little something that's to be mindful of. If you do, a real estate agent or something like that, and you need to put big things through there, just make sure you bring those big things with you to the dealership before you go on your test drive, and just make sure that it works for you. Other than that, the trunk is actually really spacious. The style, yeah, that's great looking. This pearl white paint is very, very eye-catching, and it's a beautiful color. It's a beautiful color combination, actually. It's modern and sophisticated, but still sporty and fun. I'm going to turn it on. Let's see how it sounds. One thing I love about what Toyota does is that the way that they lay out their audio navigation unit is so brainlessly easy to figure out. And so if you want to just turn on your apps here, let's go to OK, and we just want to turn on the navigation. Perfect. Navigation is just right there. It's that simple. And so if I want to listen to the radio, nice big dial, very sensible, logically located. You're going to use the volume dial more than the tuning dial, so they keep them properly positioned for the way a normal person uses a car. It doesn't have any weird gears or levers or anything that's going to force you to keep your eyes off of the road. And then not one button, not one dial, not one anything on this car. Not the way that the glove box opens and closes with a reassuring thud. Feels cheaply done. Every single thing feels like it's going to last 250,000 miles. You got to remember, the cars that I was referencing earlier, that's 1990s technology, and they regularly exceed 250,000 miles, and do so in such a trouble-free way that the people want to jump back into the Toyota dealership and get a brand new one. With today's technology, who knows how long these cars are going to last. They really are that good. And if you have any questions about the all-new 2016 SE Camry or anything here at Honda of Seattle or Toyota of Seattle or even Scion Seattle, we are all in the same huge building here in the Soto district of downtown Seattle. Please reach out to me. My name's Joe Tunney, and you can hit me at joet@hondaofseattle.com.